South River's Borough Hall, presented by the South River Historical and Preservation Society. A recommendation from Mayor Joseph Mark and an August 15, 1907 special borough election opened the way for the construction of the South River Borough Hall. In September, the borough acquired the William Manahan property for the project. Located on Main Street across from Obert Street, the cost was $5,000. 2 rounds of contractor bidding took place before the contracts for the $20,000 building were finally awarded on December 9th. The surveyors staked out the property not long afterward. The groundbreaking for the construction took place on December 26th after a small building, home to a delicatessen owned by William Manahan, was moved about 10 feet off the site to make way for the new building. The cornerstone for the new Borough Hall was laid on January 21, 1908. The mayor, in conjunction with the Borough Council and other officials, conducted the ceremonies which included the placement of items in the cornerstone. Mayor Mark handled the trowel to set the stone in place. Addresses were given by Borough Council Peter F. Daly, the pastors of the Methodist, Episcopal, Presbyterian, and Baptist churches, and some of the councilmen. The large group in attendance also enjoyed music from the Columbia Cornet Band. The moisture in the cornerstone caused severe damage to the photograph of Joseph and Bernard Mark, the children of Mayor Joseph Mark and his wife Clara Kessler Mark. The notation on the back of the image indicates that the photograph was taken when Bernard was 6 months old. He was born on October 27, 1906. The older brother Joseph was born on May 23, 1905. Charles Anderson was an active participant in the operations of the borough in 1908. His name appears 3 times on the list of officials he contributed to the cornerstone. He served as borough clerk, was both a member and the clerk of the Board of Education, and was a member of the Board of Health. The only woman on the roster is the borough physician, Dr. Sarah Evans Slover. Alexander Merchant and William H. Boylan were responsible for the design of the new Borough Hall. The requirements called for a recorder's office, a meeting room, 6 steel cells, and a room sufficiently large for the location of the chemical engine of the South River Fire Department, all on the first floor. The second floor was to have the council chamber as well as meeting rooms for the fire department and the Board of Health. Merchant and Boylan also designed Public School No. 2, which was built in 1910 and later renamed Willett School. William H. Van Sickle, Jr. won the bid for the masonry work on the new building. The other contractors whose bids were successful were George Squires of Old Bridge, carpentry, Hans Nielsen of Sayreville, painting, Henry Smalley, plumbing, and W. S. Roth, electrical work. Smalley and Roth were both from South River. A reconstruction of the Manahan letter dated January 21, 1908 reveals it to be a partial genealogy of the Manahan family. Although parts of the text have been lost or are illegible, the words that remain allow for the following interpretation. The cornerstone of the building being laid this day, January 21, 1908, on ground formerly owned by James Manahan and his wife Eliza Manahan, which are deceased. The following children were born in its premises: Charles H., Gertrude, William M., Elwood C., Mary Elizabeth, James K., and Marcus Manahan. The 3 grandchildren were also born in its premises: James M. Barkaloo, William H. Manahan, Grace A. Manahan. Further research reveals that James K. Manahan and James Marcus Manahan both died as infants. The remaining Manahan children survived to adulthood. James K. Barkaloo was the son of Mary Elizabeth Manahan and Vincent Barkaloo. William H. and Grace A. Manahan were the children of William M. Manahan and Catherine Phil Manahan. Casimir Offenberger Jr. worked with his parents, Casimir and Catherine Offenberger, to manufacture and sell cigars at their business on Ferry Street near Washington Street. Although James Manahan Barkaloo neither lived in nor had his business in South River in 1908, he had the right connections for getting his business card into the cornerstone. He was one of the 3 grandchildren mentioned in the Manahan family genealogy that was placed in the cornerstone. Mary Jane Peterson contributed coins that she identified as pocket pieces belonging to her husband Jonathan H. Peterson. Although 9 coins were recovered from the Cornerstone, only the largest 2, both pennies, could have belonged to Peterson. The coins total 52 cents and range from an 1843 penny to a 1907 nickel. The dates on 2 of the coins are illegible. Jonathan H. Peterson died on January 27, 1890, at age 50. Most of the coins were minted after his death. The newer coins may simply have been added to the Cornerstone by another town elder. The Martin Herman listed in the return address section of the envelope in which the coins were enclosed was a relative by marriage. May Peterson, daughter of Jonathan and Mary, was married to Martin's brother, Charles Herman. The Black Eagle silver certificate is larger than modern bills. Featuring portraits of Abraham Lincoln and Ulysses S. Grant, it was printed sometime between 1899 and early 1908. Silver certificates were originally redeemable for their face value in silver dollar coins. The dedication and opening of the new Borough Hall took place on August 3, 1908. Mayor Mark presided over the occasion, and Reverend Overheiser of the Baptist Church offered the opening prayer. The first floor was divided into a main hall, a recorder's office, the borough clerk's office, the council chamber, a reception room, a fireman's meeting room, and the room where the fire engine was housed. The entire third floor was a hall for public meetings, and the basement contained 6 jail cells, storage rooms, and the boiler room. The second floor provided space for a Nickelodeon theater. The building was remodeled several times over the years and finally saw a major renovation before reopening as the Criminal Justice Building in 2003.